Hello queens, I'm back at y'all with another client tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing y'all another look that you can wear for Valentine's Day or any special occasion that you have coming up. So without further ado, we're just going to jump straight into the tutorial. I'm starting it off by cleaning my client's face using some witch hazel on a cotton pad. Once her face is all clean, we're just going to proceed to do the eyebrows. So I'm taking my Nicka K brow pencil, which is in the shade black brown, and I'm using this to sketch out her shape. As y'all can see, my client came in with clean eyebrows. They didn't need to be waxed or arched or anything like that, so that makes it much easier to sketch out the shape. With me, I don't really have a preference. I feel like I can find a shape whether my client's eyebrows are clean or they need a little touch up. But if you are a beginner and you're struggling with eyebrows, I recommend that you tell all your clients to come in with their eyebrows cleaned up, because it'll make it that much more easier on you. When working on the eyebrows, you want to make sure you get the brow shape as symmetrical as possible before you move on. And once they look pretty similar, you can start filling them in. I like to start from the tail end and work my way to the front. And to fill in the back of her eyebrows, I'm taking the Nicka K brow pencil in the shade black brown. And to fill in the front, I'm just going in with a light brown eyebrow pencil. Once I finish filling in the brows, I like to brush through them with the spoolie just to make sure everything is nice and blended. And when I'm satisfied, I move on to the other side. Before I clean up her eyebrows, I'm going to be going in with some clear eyelash glue. This one is from I Envy, and I'm just brushing this throughout her brows to lay down the brow hairs. Now I'm pressing the hairs down in place using my spoolie. This will just work as like an eyebrow gel, and it's very easy to remove, so you don't have to be scared to use this product. To clean up her eyebrows, I'm going in with these two concealers from RK by Kiss and Nicka K. First, I'm going in with the Nicka K concealer, which was in the shade 07, and I'm using this to clean up underneath her arch. Now to clean up the remainder of the way on the top and the bottom of her eyebrows, I'm just going in with that RK by Kiss concealer, which was in the shade Toast. As y'all can see, we have one nice and clean ombre brow, so I'm just going to go ahead and blend out this concealer, and then I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side. Just look at those brows, y'all. Look at them. Girl, you can't tell me nothing, okay? Now I'm going in with my Dermablend translucent powder, and I'm just gonna press this throughout her brows to lighten them up. I mainly focus it at the front. For an eyeshadow base, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and it's in the shade White. I went ahead and applied about a dime size amount to her eyes, and now I'm just blending it throughout her lids. To start this eyeshadow look off, I'm going in with my Black Radiance Contour Palette in the shade Light to Medium, and I'm taking the Sculpting shade and I'm using it as my transition shade. So I'm going to start pressing it on the outer edge of her eye, and then I'm going to start bringing it up towards the front of her eyebrow. Next, I'm going to be going in with my good old Technic palette, and I'm taking that dark brown shade, which is next to the black, and I'm applying this to her crease to deepen it up. I'm taking one of the reddish brown eyeshadows from my Technic palette, and I'm using it to blend out the dark brown and the transition shade. So I kind of used it to sandwich the two together, so I just applied it between the both of them using that blending brush. Now I'm going in with this Hype Beauty highlighter in the shade Life's Great, and I'm going to be applying this on top of her lids. This is a no-cut crease look, so you don't have to blend out or clean up your lids. It's not mandatory, but if you want to, you can. I'm just lightly applying this on the areas that we left blank. I went on top of her eyeshadow with this pigment from Beauty Whiz, and unfortunately, y'all, I went on their website and I couldn't find the pigment. I think they discontinued it, but if you would like a dupe for this pigment, I recommend the Jlarue pigment in the shade White Gold, so I'll have that in the description box for y'all. After I went on with the pigment, I took this glitter from the Beauty Whiz in the shade Tink, and I applied this in the inner corners of her eyes. I did go in with an adhesive off camera. Now I'm just going to go ahead and line her eyes using my Wet n Wild black liquid liner. I'm taking the dark brown eyeshadow from my Technic palette mixed with a little bit of black, and I'm using it to blend out the end of her liner into her eyeshadow. Moving on to the face, I went ahead and applied my Pond's moisturizer onto her skin. Now I'm just blending it out using my damp Real Technique sponge. To prime her skin, I'm going in with my e.l.f. matte poreless putty primer, and I'm just pressing this into her face using my sponge. For her foundation, I actually went in with one shade, y'all. Kudos to me. It is the Fit Me foundation in the shade Spicy Brown, and I just went ahead and applied this to her face using this flat synthetic brush. And to blend it out, I'm just going to be going in with my dense foundation brush. To highlight her face, I'm going in with my Nicka K concealer in the shade 07. The concealer wasn't really light enough for me, so I decided to go in with one of my e.l.f. concealers. I don't remember the shade name, so I'll have it in the description box down below, but I just applied it on top of the Nicka K concealer. To blend out the concealers, I'm going in with the same brush that I used to blend out her foundation, and I'm just tapping everything in place. To blend out the concealer under her eyes, I'm going in with my Real Technic sponge. To set the concealer in place, I'm going in with my Fit Me pressed powder, and I believe it's in the shade Golden Caramel. I'm going on top of that Fit Me powder with my Morphe loose powder, and it's in the shade Banana. This is just an extra precaution that I like to take to ensure that the face is really set in place and that I really set those creases and fine lines. If you don't want to do this step, you don't have to. It's just something that I like to do. To bronze up her face, I'm going in with my Black Radiance pressed powder, and this is in the shade Black Coffee. To set the remaining areas of her face, I'm going in with another black radiance pressed powder, and this one is in the shade Honey Glow. I'm taking my Wet n Wild black liner pencil and I'm using this to line her waterline. I only ran it about halfway through. Now I'm taking that dark brown eyeshadow from my Technic palette and I'm just applying this to her lower lash line. Now that her under eyes are complete, I'm going to go back in with that foundation brush and use it to press in all of the powder. I'm gonna go ahead and spray her face with some setting spray to lock everything in, and once it's had time to dry, I'm gonna go in with lashes. So this is the style that I will be taking. I purchased these from Amazon. I went ahead and cut them to fit her eyes off camera, and now I'm just applying them to her lash line. While her lashes are drying, I'm going to go ahead and highlight her face. And to highlight her face, I'm using a bronze eyeshadow from my Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette. Last but not least, it's time to do her lips. I went ahead and cleaned them off camera. Now I'm just lining them using my JCats dark brown lip liner. For the inner portion of her lips, I went in with this Zerura liquid lipstick in the shade number 39. And I went on top of that with my S.h.e lip gloss. I applied them both to her lips using this flat lip brush. And I'm going to have her press her lips together to help me blend out this combination. And then whatever excess lip gloss is left on the brush, I'm just going to use it to blend into the liner. And once I'm finished blending out her lips, that'll be the end of this video. I did do a grand reveal and her reaction was cool, but it was pretty nonchalant. If y'all know me, y'all know I don't really do nonchalant, so I decided to just cut that from the video. So this is the end result clips that I got on my phone. I think this look came out absolutely bomb. This is y'all daily reminder to go follow me on Instagram because my Instagram content is lit, okay? So make sure you click that link in the description box and go ahead and follow me. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And make sure you stay tuned for my next one. Bye bye, queens.